Space Godzilla will always be my #1 favorite Godzilla villain. I like him way more than that overrated kaiju-sized Mr. Crab. And when I found out that Goji Center created another kaiju art contest, and it's about Space Godzilla, I grabbed my ass up and joined the contest. Hello everyone, I hope you all doing well. Hardy Maximus here, and dang guys, thank you so much for 19,000 subscribers. I finally reached the same amount subs as my long gone original YouTube channel. Well, not exactly the same, but still, both having around 19,000 subscribers. Once again, thank you so much. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys. Love you all. So in this contest, I have to design my own speculative version of Space Godzilla from Godzilla X Kong Supernova. And of course, the design I'm going to make probably won't look like the official design when it gets revealed later. Maybe. And on this video, I will also talk about on how I design my own version of Supernova Space Godzilla. And we'll also talk a little bit about what we know so far about Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Yeah, we're also going to discuss some of the early test screening leaks that surfaced a few weeks ago. As you can see already, the Space Godzilla design that I create, yeah, I want to keep the classic look. Because the classic Space Godzilla is honestly one of the coolest kaiju villain design ever in Heisei era. However, I did add some touch-up. I want my Space Godzilla to look closer to the Monsterverse Godzilla 2014 design. Because Godzilla 2014, also known as Garegoji, is my favorite Monsterverse Godzilla design of all time. It's probably tied with Dogegoji for me. And yeah, we're throwing the ugly evolved Godzilla into the trash. As you can see, I gave Space Godzilla a split jaw to make him look more alien-like and intimidating. I also want the design to feel more grounded and realistic, just like the Monsterverse style. Of course, I couldn't forget the iconic crystals, which are a huge part of what makes Space Godzilla such a memorable feeling. Now, here's a question for you guys. Do you think the crystal in the Hollow Earth might have some connection to Space Godzilla? Let me know what you think in the comment down below. Now, let's talk a little about Godzilla X Kong Supernova spoilers. I'm only going to mention the points that I think are the most important. First, the test screening were partly successful, and many viewers actually enjoyed the film. There's only a few negative reactions from the early screening audience. But overall, I still have hope on this film. In this movie, Space Godzilla will be portrayed as the strongest titan that has ever existed in the Monsterverse so far. Yeah, my big boy Space Godzilla really is the best. However, Godzilla will apparently still have the same design as before. Yeah, evolved Godzilla, which honestly sucks. I really hate that design. But there's still hope. I'm hoping that the design might change in the final version of the movie. According to the test screening rumors, the CGI wasn't fully finished yet. So, I really hope they redesign evolved Godzilla to make it look much better. Now, let's talk about Kong. Unfortunately, many fans have been reacting negatively to this because Kong will apparently receive an exosuit. Yeah, a freaking exosuit. Well, crazy, but personally, I think it's actually fine. I mean, what exactly Kong could do against a cosmic being like Space Godzilla? His beast glove and axe would probably do nothing against him. Kong might honestly get defeated within seconds in the early fight. So yeah, I might be one of the few people who is kinda okay with Kong having an exosuit, as long as it's executed well. Even though I still hope Space Godzilla destroys that exosuit during the climax fight. Another interesting rumor is that Space Godzilla was created and sent by something much bigger, similar to Unicron from Transformers or Galactus from Marvel. This mysterious cosmic entity is rumored to appear near the end of the film. That could mean we might see a cosmic titan or maybe even the Cillian race from the Showa era. Personally, I really hope it's the Cillian, because I'd love to see the Monsterverse enter an era where alien race finally reveal themselves. That will open the door for another classic alien kaiju from the classic Godzilla franchise to return, like my boy Gigan. Oh yeah, the film will apparently focus more on Godzilla, and he will have a personality closer to his appearance from Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters. Hell yeah, more Godzilla and less Kong. What a great time to be Godzilla fans. Now, since Space Godzilla origin in the film was already rumored to involve a cosmic entity, I actually created my own origin story for my version of Monsterverse Space Godzilla. In my version, he is actually Godzilla's biological father and the older brother of Dagon. Before becoming Space Godzilla, he was an incredibly powerful member of Godzilla's species. In fact, he was the first Alpha Titan. His name is Zuzula Halawa. Yes, I know that Zuzula Halawa is actually the Iwi name for Godzilla in the Monsterverse lore. But for my story, I decided to retcon that idea. In my version, Zuzula Halawa was a Godzilla species that was corrupted by an extreme cosmic radiation, which eventually mutated him into Space Godzilla. The full story will actually be told in my upcoming Monsterverse Alternate Universe animation project. I am not gonna explain everything here, so you'll have to wait until the animation is finished. That's why you should subscribe to my channel if you want to see more about my Monsterverse Alternate Universe story. Alright, let's fast this up. After a few more touch-ups, and boom! Here it is, my speculative design for Space Godzilla in Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Space Godzilla, codename Titanus Zuzula Halawa. Height, 135 meters tall in normal form, 300 meters in flying form. Tail length, 189 meters. Weight around 170,000 tons in normal form, 850,000 tons in flying form. My version of Supernova Space Godzilla, he still has the same power as the classic version, but far more stronger and faster. Yeah, mainly because this version is designed for CGI, not a 90kg practical suit. Of course, my version of Space Godzilla still has his iconic Corona beam, but my version also has an even more devastating ability. It's called Supernova Blast. When using this attack, Space Godzilla will split his jaws open, releasing a blinding supernova-like light. Then he fires a massive cosmic beam capable of destroying a single star in one shot. The radiation energy from that stellar explosion is then absorbed by Space Godzilla, making him even more powerful. Well, I'm about 90% sure the official Space Godzilla design will look completely different from this. But maybe, just maybe, there's a 10% chance that some elements of my design might appear in the official one. Who knows? And that's it for this video about me creating my speculative design of Space Godzilla for Godzilla X Kong Supernova and 4 Goji Center contest. This art was created before Godzilla X Kong Supernova trailer release. So remember, this is not the official design. The official one could look even cooler than this, or maybe worse. We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, hype this video 3 times, share it, and subscribe for more upcoming animations. My next animation will be Spinosaurus vs Destoroyah Rex, the continuation of my recent animation video T-Rex vs Destoroyah Rex. Spinosaurus vs Destoroyah Rex animation is still in production, so stay tuned for that. Once again, thank you for watching. Hardy Maximus, out.